Not going to waste your time because it's a pretty long blog post. The question will be if I'm legally allowed to beat his ass, or at least pepper spray him. Oofag. Not really a complex, it's 4 flats connected by a shared stairwell. Tenants are, Mom and I, a 90-plus yo couple, a 40-something MILF with a 18-yoked B daughter, and a vacant one owned by an alcoholic retired dude who lives elsewhere but visits sometimes. Only entrance of said stairwell should close on its own but doesn't cause old and rusty and hoa is cheap, have to get it fixed. The lot of buildings on is surrounded by a fence and has 2 driveways and doors, but anyone over 5 feet 8 inches can just let themselves in by turning the inside handle. Part 1, the first incident. Be me. Sitting at home. Last minute studying for finals next Tuesday. Doorbell rings briefly around 5:30 p.m. Older brother usually does this when he comes to visit, so assume it's him. Get up, open door almost immediately, but nobody's there. Stairwell is dark, smell of cigarettes and booze wafts up. Hear someone fumbling upstairs near the attic entrance. Call out, old drunken chain smoker neighbor's name, is that you? No reply. Ah shit. JPG. Stairwell door hasn't locked properly in years. Realize it's probably an intruder. Yell that I can hear and smell him and he has 5 minutes to GTFO before I call 911. Shut the door and wait. Lights are on a timer, so they go out in a couple of minutes. Can't see through door's peeking hole anymore. Listen for retreating footsteps, hear nothing. Alright then, call 911. Cops pick up immediately, explain situation. Dispatcher says they'll send someone out shortly. Am I cooked? 20. Anxiety-ridden my whole life. Single whole life. Complete degenerate since 13. Parents gave me a phone when I was 6. Jerking off constantly throughout school. Have been hit on by girls, but too dense to get the hint. Have had interest in girls, but too anxious and afraid to approach. Don't know how to flirt or express myself in general. Be me now. Been to therapy. Been to psychiatrist. Been on antidepressants. Go to art school because I want to be an artist, animator. Sex drive is low nowadays. Been listening to girlfriend ASMR in bed. Daydream of being in a relationship with a fellow introvert. Not even thinking about sex, just want to cuddle, talk, explore each other's hobbies, console her when she's down, and just generally hang out. MFW, I realize I'm a loser who listens to J-pop and draws occasionally because I'm still not confident in my drawings. MFW, I'm incredibly lonely. I have friends, but they don't fill the void. I'm still an anxious mess, I just want to love someone. What do? But here's a little anecdote that may help you. Be me a few years ago. Be in English class. Our English teacher is mixed, everyone else is non-black. 2 boys in the back are arguing loud enough for everyone else to hear. They're having a discussion about the N-word. One argues that it's racist to say that whites can't say it, the other insists it's inherently racist to say it as a non-black. Amused, I raise my hand to add my 2 cents. Argue that you need to be able to say the word to discuss history, because it used to be commonplace to say it. As an example, I cite the title of a Johnny Rebel song, Who Likes a Nigger? Whole class has a fit of laughter. My English teacher is surprised and says, she even used the hard R. The teacher does agree with me, though. Says that actual racism is a bigger problem than saying nigger to discuss history. Some of the girls in my class, however, distanced themselves from me for a while. Be me. 5 feet 9 inches. Broad shoulders. Big chest. Huge dick. At worst okay looking. Not balding. Healthy hair. Intelligent, 130 IQ scored with a therapist. Very clean. Not autistic, not physically or mentally disabled in any way. Charismatic, less said by a fair few people. Yet women won't even look at me or talk to me at a bar. Am living proof that you can have most other nice traits. But if you're short, whores will ignore you and go for the 6 feet 3 inches guy. In fact, it happened to me the one time a woman talked to me. Me. About to finish high school. No idea what I want to study in college, or if I'm even gonna go. Start watching Ralph Movie Maker. Literally in love with him and his content and mannerisms and him. Sister watches with me and asks if Eva ever considered studying film. Completely flipped my world upside down. Want to make a YouTube channel like his. Considering studying film at local community college. Is this embarrassing? Or maybe is this a good path for me? I'm just really lost in life but I know I'm on the right path forward, and this sounds like the next step in a coincidence. I don't believe in those, so yeah, I'd need some life advice. I again came to the worst place to get it tongue. Me. Western raised Paki, never picked on or really teased because I hail from Kashmir, north, so very ethnically ambiguous fair skin. Hispanic people speak to me thinking I'm Spanish, disappointed I'm not. Arab people speak to me thinking the same, hella disappointed I ain't. They even despise us, I argue. Whites try to speak to me, they don't think I'm white, but they hella disappointed when I tell them I don't drink or party etc., or they assume I am Hispanic or some such. Indians I don't even mind knowing, but they hear my origin and immediately assume the national blood vendetta stance, so they are usually out. Funniest one, Becky's get to know me, I don't look brown like most of them, they kinda don't relate or connect either cause they had stronger cultural upbringings than myself. I just grew up in a dysfunctional home and was left to my own devices. I thought about learning the language and building some cultural identity, but goddamn all my people have done is stolen nukes, housed terrorists, and created some of the first computer viruses. How do I deal with this much self-loathing from being a member of one of the most despised groups on the planet?